Hello everybody, Sally here from Junk Journal Creative Swaps in Oz, and welcome to our first swap for January 2026. And as you can see, we are beginning our Alice in Wonderland journal, and these are the first 2 pages for our journal. And what's happening with this particular journal, we're doing something slightly different this time. We're going to use a different journal cover where you have to bind the pages into the actual journal. And what I'll do is I'll add a video to this one so that you can understand how these pages are actually going to be added to the journal cover. And as I go along explaining these pages, you'll understand how it is actually going to work. There are a few things that you have to keep in mind when making these pages, and I'll point those out as we go along. So the first page, what I'll do is I'll take these pages apart. I've just got one inside the other, and I'll show you that one in a second. The first page I've made is got a tunnel card on the front of it. Now you may have heard of these before, and I just thought this was very appropriate for Alice looking into the tunnel at the rabbit. So what I did was I basically made just a card, and I got this hidden paper clip. I made the hidden paper clip, and I had that on there just so I could keep the card closed. So when you open it, as you probably know, you get the circles go smaller and smaller and smaller until you get to the end where the white rabbit is. Okay, so that's the first element of our page. Now I'm just going to try and put this back on because it's holding something on the other side as well. So there we go. On the other side of this page, I have added, oh, it has moved. I've added a card. I didn't make this card. I received this card a while ago from my card group that I run as well. Somebody lovely made it for me, and it was just absolutely appropriate for this theme, of course. So the card is on top of another piece of paper. I'll take the card off, and underneath I've just got this piece of paper that folds out for extra journaling. That's all that is, and it's actually just stuck on the edge here, so there can be more journaling underneath. Also, by the way, I will make sure I add where I got my lovely Etsy papers, because I had no Alice in Wonderland papers when I began, so I will make sure that I include that in the comments below. So this page I've left plain because of the lovely image of Alice on that one. Over on the back page, I've made this, I'm not sure what you call it, it's staggered journal cards that have been sewn together, and it flips out like this so that we have 3 spaces for journaling, and then I have this little pocket. I will put something inside the pocket, haven't done that yet, for holding other ephemera or journaling areas. And then again there's room on the back there. So that's the first page for this swap. In this swap there are 2 pages. This is the other page I've created for our swap, and what's happening here is I've printed a page, and what's happened is I've made it so that I've been able to cut out the shape of the first page. So it's actually a cutout, which I thought was quite effective. So it opens like this, and then inside I've got strips of paper here for journaling, and of course you can pin anything on the back there that's small as well that you might like to use. Then on the other side I've got a tuck spot, and I've put a tiny weeny journal book in there with some hearts on the pages just for journaling, and that just fits in there. Again, there's more areas for journaling here if it's needed. On the back, hopefully it's staying put, I've made this came with the kit, the bookmark. Just sewn it together and added a dangle or tassel, and I've made a pocket here to put them in with Alice and the flamingo peeking at the top. Also, on the other side there's a little round circular tuck spot where I've added a couple of the tags in the kit too. So this page that I've made you don't have to do it in the order I've made it. I'm going to put it in like this. I need to put that up a bit higher so that the second page fits inside, because that's the best way it works for my pages. It might not be the case with you. You might want to do the tunnel card inside, and you might want to add the cutout on that page. It's entirely up to you what you do and how you put it together, but these elements need to be included. You need to have a tunnel page. You need to have a card or a journaling card with Alice or whatever character on that fits on with a hidden paper clip and something that flips out underneath the card. You need to have a cutout part of your page, and you need to have an area for journaling. You need to have a little tuck spot with something in it. Doesn't have to be a little booklet, it can be whatever you prefer. And you need to have a place for a bookmark. Doesn't need to be a pocket, could be vellum, could be a side tuck, could be anything you like, and a little spot for tags. And then on the back you need to include the flip out, not on the back, it can be where you like, the flip out 3 journal cards here with ephemera on the back. So those are the stipulations for these 2 pages. The other thing that you need to keep in mind is when we're binding these pages, you'll see I've actually printed right onto manila files. I've cut this down and I'll give you the measurements for it in a minute. What's going to happen is where we have folded the page, there is going to be a slit from the top and down the bottom, so that you can actually bind this page into the actual journal. Each page is going to be bound into the journal, okay? And when you look at the video that I will link below, you'll understand how it's all going to work. So you need to be mindful about the top and the bottom part of your pages. Don't stick anything there because it will be split. If it's going to be something that's like a stamp or something, of course that's not going to be a problem because you still see the stamp, but it can't be anything that's sort of overlapping. You'll know what I mean when you watch the video. So there we go. The other thing I must say is also you need to make sure, because of the binding mechanism, the actual page is quite sturdy. Otherwise it's going to be too flimsy to do the binding. Okay, so that is the first 2 pages for our Alice in Wonderland journal. Okay, so the journal will run probably till April, and each month there will be 2 pages and an ephemera swap from me for Alice in Wonderland journal. There will be other swaps during those times which will be generic, free, a supply swap, as we normally do each month. So please come along and join the group and join in this fabulous Alice in Wonderland journal. I look forward to seeing you there, and hope to see you in the next video.